baseball fans? Welcome to another episode of 6 Inning Stretch. He's Whit, I'm Lindsay, and this episode is coming to you from the Sports Interaction Studio in Whit. They did it. The Blue Jays clinching the division for the first time in a decade. Jays fever from coast to coast. I am still very excited about this moment. Take that.
As you should be. Winning anytime you win a division is an incredible accomplishment. Winning the AL Beast is quite the accomplishment. So shout out to the Jays. Credit to them for a great year. Really defying anyone's outside of maybe the Toronto bubbles predictions of what their season would go like. The fact that they made the playoffs is one thing, but to win the East, just an incredible year from a great group of guys, and now the fun starts.
The fun starts. We have to talk about the division and how they won it, how they celebrated in Celebration Alley. Max Scherzer, the happiest I've seen him since he's been part with the Jays, because I remember at training camp, he was very intimidating, or spring training. Have you had a chance to even talk to any of the guys or send them a text?
I've sent some texts. I haven't had a chance to talk to any of the guys just because it's a crazy, hectic time. But now they got some downtime, so I'll reach out and talk to a few of them. But yeah, they got to celebrate twice. That's we talked about celebrations last podcast, and people were all up in arms about
they're still going
whether
on
or not
about
they
it.
should be celebrating. They got to do it twice, so suck it if you weren't a fan of the celebration. They got to do it twice. To come down to the very end and to go about it the way they ended up having to go about it, and all the drama, and to play as good as they have in really a couple weeks in the one game that mattered, really it was encouraging to see out of them. And obviously they picked the right time to do it.
When it comes down to that final game of the season, without, drama, there was lots of drama. It was so exciting. I'm so happy that the Jays came out on top, but a lot of drama surrounded the pitching decision and that they had to go with Kevin Gausman. Just curious on your thoughts about that.
You can make an argument either way, and I'd have been okay with either argument. Whether you don't pitch him and you guarantee that if you don't win, he'll be throwing in the wild card series, game one especially. I get that argument. You've already clinched a playoff spot. You're going to be playing at home no matter what. So that could have been a way to go, but they said, no, you know what? We're going to go with our guy. This is our guy that's going to help win the division for us. We got one game to do it. We're going to throw our stud, and we're going to ride our horse. And I love it because it shows confidence in your team. Like, first off, let's play worst case scenario. They would have lost with Gausman on the mound. They got guys that can start the game. It's not like they're a depleted starting rotation that doesn't have anybody that can step in. They had guys. So Gausman is the guy though on that team, and they said, look, we're going to throw our guy, and we're going to win, and we're going to win the division, and they did. And so I love that mentality. I love that attitude. So whoever's idea it was, finally throw. To make the final decision to throw Gausman on game 162, I like the move. Good, and I think a lot of fans do too.
Yeah, in Gausman we trust. I was not worried about his pitching or anything. I'm happy about it. And when you talk about like the pitching rotation and staff that they have going into the ALDS this weekend, there's been talk about Gausman going first, Bieber going first. This is one of the hottest topics besides Bo Bichette, whether or not he's going to play, and if he does, how well will he play? We spoke to him after on the field when they won. He said he's getting better every day, but I don't know what's happening. But the pitching rotation, how are you feeling about Jays and their chances going further in the postseason? Like we talked about this a little bit with Bassett and that before, who I'm hoping he also is better going into this.
Yeah, it is the hottest topic in Canada right now before this podcast comes out, because it's about to be my haircut. That'll be the hottest topic. Look how tight we got this time.
You know what? That is rude of me. How un-Canadian of me to not acknowledge the fact that you don't have a cap covering your mop. You kind of shaved a little bit. Last time you kind of looked like you just came out from the wilderness after a couple of years.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you cut your hair yourself?
What was the question? I got focused on my haircut.
Did you cut it yourself? Looks like it.
No, I used to in college when I had a shaved head. I wish I could go back to a shaved head. That was no life is relaxing as just a shaved head.
Why can't you go back to that?
I don't know. It doesn't seem professional. I don't know. I'm too old to have a shaved head. I don't know. There's reasons that I don't know. There's reasons.
Doesn't seem professional. I think the reason is your wife probably doesn't want you to have a shaved head.
I can't say that on camera.
I can. That's fine.
Yeah. So let's go back to the original question, which was
Blue Jays
rotation.
rotation.
Yes. Look, there's no wrong answer here, which is a good problem to have. But I think Gossman is your guy that's been here. He's been here for years. He's the guy that you went out when this whole plan was starting, and you want this guy to spearhead your organization. And so I think from that standpoint, he's earned the start game one. I mean, outside of the numbers speak for themselves. He's just a guy that can go out and dominate a game. And I think you give the ball to Kevin Gossman if I was making that decision.
This segment presented by Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction, Canada's homegrown sportsbook and Whit. They have extensive betting options, including pitch-by-pitch live betting, player props, and futures, and more. What do you got for us?
I think we start with some futures betting. Blue Jays fans, cheer for your team. Take them to win the World Series at plus 700. It's a good value. It's a good bet. They're a good team playing hot, or they're a good team that's playing well at the right time. Hope that they get hot and go on a run. Take them at plus 700, so you might as well take them to win the AL at plus 250, which I think is another solid bet. I mean, they've had the Yankees number, they've had the Red Sox number. Really going to have to get by a tough Seattle team, but they've played Seattle well, and I think that's the right bet to take. And while you're at it, since the Blue Jays are going to win the World Series, since you bet on them, let's pick a World Series MVP. And who's been more clutch for the Jays lately than Kirky? Alejandro Kirk at plus 6,600. I think that's the bet you take. Kirky to have some big hits, some big homers like he did in Game 162. Put $100 down, win 6,600. Canada. If you know, you know. And then let's go to the National League. I like the Cubs. I like the Cubs to take the National League at plus 425. They're a good team that always seems to find a way to win, and I think the Cubbies is the right pick for the NL.
Ooh, I'm excited. I'm going to bet some of your money on this. Sports Interaction, Sportsbook and Casino has you covered with pitch-by-pitch live betting and easy deposits and payouts. Every game is your game when you bet with Sports Interaction. Go to sportsinteraction.com/BJN. Open an account. This is for Ontario residents only. You must be 19 or older, and please play responsibly.
I'm going to send you all my Canada.
I'm so excited about this. And I know you're not a historian for the Blue Jays, but couple things. Yes, they haven't clinched a division title in 10 years until this year. The franchise has not had a bye week in the playoffs ever until this week, but they also have not won a postseason game in 9 years. There's a lot of expectations, hope toward this team, and just so much excitement. I can't even tell you, just everywhere you go in Toronto, and I know this is across Canada, people are wearing their Jays gear. But by the time this airs, we're taping this on Tuesday, pretty late on Tuesday, so it's a little bit later release for us, that we'll already know the wild card winners. Is there a team that you think the Jays might have a slight edge over out of the Red Sox or the Yankees, which, by the way, they've never faced in the postseason before in franchise history?
I don't know. I think you're kind of splitting hairs here with who you'd rather play. Both teams are playing good. Both teams have had a strong finish to their season. I want to say, for me, I'd almost rather face the Yankees rotation just because, well, I'm a righty, but I think Max is a bona fide ace. I think he is a stud. And the thing with Max is he can be different every time you face him. He's got that kind of repertoire. So he's hard to prepare for. With the Red Sox, you got a guy that's pretty much the same guy every time you face him, but he's electric and with what Garrett Crochet brings to the mound. I mean, his stuff is just overpowering. So you either got that or you got a guy like Max game one. So it's kind of pick your poison. And then after that, I think the Red Sox might have the edge with the rotation standpoint, but I think the Yankees have the edge in the bullpen. The Yankees have a couple more guys in their lineup that can do damage at any time. The Red Sox are a scrappier bunch that are going to put the ball in play and kind of make things happen. The Yankees have a tendency of kind of throwing up on themselves on defense. But they run the bases okay, and so I don't know. I mean, really, it's kind of pick your poison. The Blue Jays have played the Yankees really well at home. The Red Sox just came in and won the series against the Jays in Toronto. So I don't think I wouldn't say the Blue Jays are sitting at home rooting for a specific team. I think they're just trying to prepare for either scenario.
That was funny. I was talking to Jays fans because we've spoken about this before, how much Jays Nation, for the most part, hate the Yankees and their fan base, but they've been just so split. And it's not because they think either team will be better, they have a better chance. They just don't want to have to deal with either fan base. So I'm excited to see how this is going to go, because it's going to get rowdy on both ends. Because Jays fans, not innocent in everything. I was there when a whole beer can thrown on the field incident happened years ago. So I think it's going to get pretty rowdy.
It's a valid point. I mean, you just watched what happened at the Ryder Cup. I really wouldn't want to go and deal with those New York people either.
This show is brought to you by Simply Spiked. Now picture this, extra innings, the Blue Jays are battling it out and you're hanging with your friends just soaking it all in. Those are the moments you wish you could last forever, right? That's exactly when I love cracking open a Simply Spiked. They've got 3 flavors, Simply Spiked Lemonade, Simply Spiked Peach, and the newest one in the roster, Simply Spiked Limeade. Perfectly sweet and tart and all 5% alcohol, made with real fruit juice and seriously refreshing. I've been loving Simply Spiked Limeade while we've all been screaming at that extra innings drama. Simply Spiked has been bringing the juiciness since launching in Canada back in 2023, made with natural ingredients and, like I mentioned, real fruit juice. Grab a variety pack so you can sample them all. They're perfect for game nights, hangouts, or anytime you want to make that moment last. Pick up Simply Spiked at your local liquor store and enjoy responsibly. Must be legal drinking age, and always remember to celebrate responsibly. Okay, we can go there. You said it. Ryder Cup. WTF with the fan etiquette. I'm telling you, I was already a fan of Roy McIlroy, and then I do not care that he chirped back at fans. I know some people were sassy about it, but one, you're going after somebody's wife. You're saying some of the most insane things. When he turned around and said some choice words, it's like, I want him to be president.
First off, WTF with the Americans' performance.
I loved it.
Keegan, get me on the team next year.
You're close.
Or in 2 years. No, I mean, it's fans. Fans have gotten so just ridiculous. I mean, it's because of this thing.
Yeah, social media has ruined it.
This thing, because everybody knows everything about you, so they can get super personal with you, which is a fairly new development in heckling. But then, so I used to kind of early on, I would love some more chirping. I mean, I'd love to turn around and chirp back at them, and we kind of have a fun back and forth. And most of the time, they end up laughing. We end up laughing because it's not that serious of a deal what's going on. So they give me something, I give it back. Now, like the last couple of years in playing, I know heckling got more personal, a little more mean, because they're all trying to get a rise out of you, and then you turn around and then they're like this, talking like this, because they want to get you on video so they can try to go viral on social media. And it sucks, because it used to be a fun interaction. Now I would look at it and turn back around, because I don't want to give them that pleasure of getting a reaction out of me. And as we know, I'm a college football fan. When Virginia just beat Florida State on Friday night, you saw it. The guy's flicking off the quarterback with his phone like this, and the quarterback's got to sit there and take it. I think the quarterback should have the green light there to just pop that dude right in the nose. Like, I think that should be totally okay, because people are getting so comfortable just doing whatever they want. You can do whatever you want. You can say whatever you want, and there's no repercussions. There's consequences to your actions. If you do stupid shit, you get stupid prizes. And nobody's scared to get hit in the mouth anymore. That's why I love hockey, right? Like in hockey, if you do something the other team doesn't like, you line up, you drop, and you settle it. And now, I mean, I wish there was a little bit more of that in our sport now in baseball,
and in life.
It's just cartwheels around the bases and backflips in a 8-1 game. And somebody just needs to be like, look, I don't like what you're doing. Let's square up. But
have you ever fought anybody?
We've gone off on a tangent. We've gone off on a
have you ever fought anyone or tried to punch anyone in your life?
Listen, I have gotten my ass kicked enough to where it took the douchebagness out of me. And well, I
Did
think
it?
no, maybe not, but a lot of it. I was way worse before, I'll tell you that. And that's what happens. I mean, you can fumble, by the way. Did you see that? You can tell when someone's never got their ass beat, like just the way they act, and you need that. Like people need that. If you do, like I said, if you act a fool, if you act like an idiot, actions happen, and you get slugged in the face and be like, "Why did I just get punched in the face?" Look back at it, go, "Wow, I'm a loser," and don't make that same decision again because you don't want to get punched in the face again. But if you keep doing stuff and nobody pops you in the nose, you're gonna do something even crazier next time, and then there's gonna be a law passed where you can get popped in the face, and you're not gonna like it.
I'll let you know that I have punched one person in the face in my life with these really muscular arms. And yeah, it happened once. Stupid actions. What is it? Stupid consequences. Whatever the great phrase you had was. But let's talk about Blue Jays fans. What is something they can do that will not have them be a loser at the end of the night that can get maybe into the opposing team's head?
Chirp, but don't get personal. Make fun of someone's batting average or someone's height or someone's weight or something like that. Like to me, that's not personal. Like that's besides the height thing. I'm 6 foot, so don't tell me I'm not 6 foot. If you chirp me about that, you're just lying because I'm definitely 6 foot. But like stuff that people can control, like nice throw if someone misses a cut man or if you're playing catch in between innings and someone makes a bad throw, like get on them about that kind of stuff. That stuff is fun, and it can rattle a player. It can rattle you. If you constantly reminded that you're 0 for 1 or you're 0 for 2 or you're hitting 210 or whatever it is, you got no homers. Like you keep kind of reaffirming that to the player. That can get to them. So stuff like that. But leave the family, leave the personal stuff, leave the cuss words. Like there's kids around. Don't cuss. Don't do that kind of stuff. So that's what I got to say about that.
There's one thing that's going to happen that I'm going to tell you I'm going to hate, and I do not want to get into it in this podcast. But every time the Jays or a Canadian team is taking on an American team, all we hear is like the USA chants or Canada chants, and that actually drives me nuts. But
I mean, that's the kind of thing. Like that's good, clean fun.
It's
right?
clean
good,
fun.
clean
We'll
chirping.
take it, but then they'll
It's
get
getting under your skin, so it's obviously doing the job.
I know I might fight somebody. But on that note, we usually do not talk about what we're going to talk about on this show. Every once in a while, I will send you like a message being like, "Hey, is this the dumbest question ever?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, don't ask that. Ask your other dumb ones." Or like, because usually when we message each other, it's just the most random things. But you sent me a note that said, "Roof open versus roof closed for the playoffs."
What do you got first? Let me ask you, what do you got?
For what do I want?
Yeah.
I actually want it closed. And I know a lot of people like it open. One, it's cold. I don't like that. I want to be comfortable.
Canada right now?
Yeah.
Is it?
It's like, I think it was 23 in Toronto today. So it's not that cold, but when the sun goes down.
Try again. How cold was it?
I'm so cold that my camera just went out. That's how cold it is. What is that in Fahrenheit? What's 23
That's
Celsius?
what I'm asking you. I don't do the conversions.
I'm not doing the conversions. You can do it. You're on Canada Airways right now, buddy. Thank 73. You to Jacob. 73.
Okay.
I like it 85.
That's lovely. That is lovely. That's like the Nate Bargatze Saturday Night Live skit where he's talking about Americans and all the stupid stuff that everyone does the metric system. No, we're going to do our own. Call it Fahrenheit. It's going to be great.
I never saw that until you sent me it. I'm like, this is hilarious. But I want to close because also it's just so much louder. I've been lucky enough to experience the playoffs in there as a fan, but also somebody that's covered the sport. And it's just so intense. So what's your take?
I'm a big roof closed guy. When you want some noise and some decibels, a big roof closed guy. So I would very much advise cheering as loud as you can when the other team is pitching. Because these pitch comms now, they can't hear if you're loud enough. So I would advise doing that and getting really loud. And then at the same time, when we're pitching, don't get loud or that loud until the pitcher gets his sign. Because with the new rules and the pitch clock and, if a pitcher can't hear and he's trying to get the sign and the clock's running down, you steal a ball or two for your team. So cheer loud when that guy's got the ball trying to get the sign. And it is loud. I'm telling you, it is loud. It is intimidating. And for a home team, it is awesome. So Roof closed is the vote, and I think that because we have talked about it, we both agreed roof closed, it's going to be roof closed.
It's going to be roof open because we agreed on something. Like, what? And I'm going to address something right now. I'm having all of the technical difficulties in the world. So if anybody's watching like the first 6 minutes of this episode, I've been like trying to flag down my husband to help me with any tech stuff. So it's continuing right now. I kind of can't hear you, but it's fine. I'm not going to stop to fix it. But I do want to ask you about 5 Blue Jays are in the running for all MLB team, including Kirky, who had a huge grand slam in the final regular season game. He also had a home run. He had his first career stolen base this year. What do you make of Captain Kirk's year? Yeah, you're being funny. I know you're talking. I do that all the time on FaceTime so I can get out of a call with someone, is act like I'm talking.
No, Kirky's been great. He's been clutch for him. He's been huge. He's always so important behind the plate. People don't realize how valuable he is back there. So he's done his thing behind the plate, but then the bat has just been, the numbers aren't like outlandish, but it always seems like he's come up with the big hit when the time is there. So between him, George has had just an unbelievable year, like the sneakiest like MVP caliber year of all time. If it wasn't for Big Dumper hitting 1 million homers and Aaron Judge being a freak, George, I think, would have won the MVP in the American League. So Vladdy just needs to keep being Vladdy. I know he finished the year not like he wanted to, but nobody cares when you do stuff in the postseason. So look for Vladdy to get hot, and those are my 3 key bats. Besides, trying to get Bo back in the lineup.
Oh, I hope that happens. It's just one thing. I'm like, come on, Bo. But yes, there's so many great pieces on this team that I have so much faith in them. My expectations are so high, so I will not be let down.
There's just so many guys. There's so many guys that have stepped up throughout the year that have, it was their time and they've taken advantage of it. Whether it be Ernie, who's been solid all year, whether it be Barger, who went through a stretch where he was like every night hitting a walk-off or delivering a big hit. Lukey's been great. Miles Straw, Varsho's had some big swings. Like the grand slam he hit the other night was probably one of the biggest swings of the year. So it's just, look at Heine. Like just everybody seems to have had their moment, and hopefully that is a good foreshadowing of what's going to happen in the postseason.
I love the camaraderie from this team because you also really felt it in the celebration when I was in the non-clubhouse celebration, but when they were popping bottles and beer and all that. Scherzer just could not stop raving about Ernie Clement and saying how he knew he was one of the good guys. He's his guy. And I was just sitting there. I'm like, that must be such a cool moment for Ernie to have like future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer. Seemed a little blitz, but like the biggest smile I've seen him have, just saying how much he loved Ernie and he sees the grit and grind that he puts in. So I love that they're also giving each other, the credit for everything that they've seen them do. All those little things. Yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate testament because I've raved on Ernie so much because I know how rare of a teammate that is to have a guy like Ernie. And I think that justifies it when Max, who's been playing this game since the mound was raised, has been everywhere with every single team and has played with all sorts of teammates and people. And for him to gravitate so strongly to Ernie, it just shows that those kind of guys are in our sport or in anywhere are just rare. The guy that brings that much positivity, that much joy just every day to the clubhouse, no matter what's going on in our sport, especially when the game's so hard, to show up with that attitude he does every single day it's a rare thing. And sounds like Max knows that as well.
Someone else I hear is pretty positive in that clubhouse, Louie Varland, who's on the show today. So give our guest an intro.
Louie V, just an absolute steal of an acquisition for the Blue Jays, in my opinion. He is the 27-year-old flamethrower with like 1,000 years left of team control. He is a Minnesota boy, and we got him. And I think that I think it's one of the most surprising trades in recent memory for me. Maybe his name wasn't as that big outside of players, but all the players know who Louie Varland is, and he's not a fun at bat, but he's a great time, and we're glad to have him on the show.
You know what I've been into lately on game days? The new Stromboli and drink combo from Pizza Pizza. It's like pizza with a twist. They roll it up, stuff it with all the flavor, and it's perfect for when you're locked into that Jays game. They've got 4 flavors: pepperoni, pesto Mediterranean, 4 meat, and my personal favorite, smoky barbecue chicken. It comes with a drink too, so you're all set. Seriously, if you're hungry for something different, give it a shot. You can grab one at Pizza Pizza on the app or at pizzapizza.ca, because hey, everyone deserves pizza. Louie, thank you so much for joining us. We always start the episode off with something called Extra Innings, where we show the guests some photos or videos. I'm going to take it easy on you this week because there's something big coming up this weekend, so it's now time for Extra Innings.
By the way, is it your idea that the extra innings is the first thing we do?
I don't actually know. We have no format.
And extra innings, shouldn't it be like the end? Another stupid idea on your part.
Well,
anyway,
maybe you should try to do something instead of just showing up with a fresh haircut. By the way,
no hat.
No
That's
hat,
how you know
which means he has a haircut. We'll get you to critique.
Looks great.
Looks great. Yeah, no. And you shaved your face for this. So please tell me you know who Stone Cold Steve Austin is. This made me so happy seeing this photo of you.
Yes, absolutely.
And then just like the scene in the clubhouse, and there's this great wholesome moment that happened after where you gave the kids like a water Gatorade shower kind of thing after.
Yeah.
What was this entire experience like for you?
I mean, it was just a bunch of fun. The whole game, even look, that's the way baseball should be. I know it's a little stressful for the players and the fans, but it coming down to the last games just makes it that much more fun. And then ending the season on the win, and to win the division, then go do the champagne shower and party is just like incredible.
I gotta ask you. So the champagne shower was not in the direct clubhouse, right?
No,
What was
it was in the hallway between like the weight room and the clubhouse where most people walk to get to wherever.
Was there a reason that you were given? Is it because they didn't want to mess up the brand new fancy Four Seasons clubhouse, or?
I think that's the main reason. Everything's brand new in there. It's narrow but super long, so I don't know if it was like the most room. The hallway was for sure like the best place to do it.
Smart. Yeah, smart. I mean, it is the Four Seasons back there. I wouldn't want to have a sour champagne smell happening unless you win the World Series. You win the World Series, you spray everything.
Yes, absolutely.
They deemed it Celebration Alley, just so you know. It was the first time.
There we go.
It was held in
makes
Celebration Alley.
Celebration Station, maybe.
That's a dumb idea, Whit. Dumb idea.
There's a disco ball, a big like speakers and everything. It was perfect.
The smoke machines were intense, though.
Yes, they were pumping. That's for sure.
Couldn't see anything. We'll get back into the celebration in a moment, but the second video I want to show you, we had Dalton on. Maybe
he says he can kick your ass, by the way.
What?
You probably could.
Let the clip play, Whit.
I was like, all right, give me like how the first thing they put their hand behind their head. He got me behind my head. I'm like, oh my God, nope, I'm good. I will not screw with you. He's a strong dude, and that's one person I think would beat everybody on our team.
He was for sure amping that, but I always tell him, I know his two or three brothers were wrestlers, and I always tell him he has like a wrestling frame. Like he should be wrestling right now instead of playing ball.
No doubt. He looks like a wrestler. Hey, low man wins. That's what I would tell you.
There you go.
Hey, low man wins.
Yeah.
Just how bad do you think you could beat Whit? And have you actually tried to wrestle anybody in the clubhouse already?
That's normally not me. Like, a bunch of people don't like wrestlers because that's what they're known for. Like, they're super handsy, like want to like just grapple people randomly. I'm normally not like that unless it's like my brother, or my friends, I guess, back home.
You got to get Dalton. You got to get him on the ground, and I think I will. I need to see video of it.
Although it might be a little fragile, or at least at this point in the season, a little beat up. So I don't want to hurt him or anything. So,
were you better on the ground or on your feet?
On my feet.
Yeah. See, look, Lindsay, I'm from a wrestling town. I know this kind of talk.
All I know is that Dalton beat you in the clubhouse, so I don't even care what you have to say. Your opinion is void on that.
No video proof of that.
Video didn't happen. I do. When you were Whit's gonna hate this, but I laughed when you were traded to the Jays. I know it was shocking for you, but I was so excited because there was a viral clip of you from earlier in the year with your quote, "When in doubt, bark it out."
When in doubt, just bark it out.
Ho, ho, ho.
Did you bring your bark to the Jays bullpen? Were you barking during the celebration?
Yes, I for sure did. And Flu Hardy also barks, and Bassett as well. So we have a couple actual barking dogs on the team now.
That's next level journalism right there, Lindsay.
Well,
There
let's
you
see
go.
what you got there, Toots.
I don't need to know about the barking. I wanted to know about his wrestling. I will
Okay.
say this. So, all right. So coming into Toronto, coming from Minnesota, has there been like between, I don't want to say the cities because I know it's a big city to a small city, but between the lines, it's all the same. But has there been a different like focus for you from what Pete's telling you versus what you were being told from Minnesota? Or is it just you go pump 100 and blow it by dudes?
It's pretty much the same. I attack hitters with my stuff. I don't like to like pitch around guys too much. Just establish fastball and throw the off speed off that. It's pretty much the same approach in both places. So
That's what I love about you.
yeah,
Pump cheese, get out of my box, on to the next.
there you go.
When you
didn't like
talk about
facing
the
her.
approach, you did start that bullpen game to end the series against the Red Sox, where you also played in the final regular season game of the year. And you could tell every pitch the fans were on, and they were just so intense. Does your mindset shift at all when you were doing start?
No, not at all. It's basically it's one pitch at a time. And just not trying to overthink it or anything. I knew going out there I wasn't going to see him 2 times or like 2 or 3 times through, obviously. But yeah, it was basically just throw my best stuff, try to strike him out, and get off the field, pretty much. Yeah. So
With the what's your thoughts on this ABS coming into the league? You for it? You against it?
I'm kind of neutral about it, but like if there's an ABS zone, I know in AAA when I was there and dealt with it, the umps tried to be a little more perfect, so they would miss some calls. I know it's a challenge system, so it's not like every called pitch was a ball or strike. So the zone got tighter just naturally because they didn't want to miss a call. So I'm not sure if that'll be like a factor once the ABS is there, but I do like the challenge system, especially in like crucial parts of the game. You want the right call being made. But I do believe each team should get more challenges than just the 2 or 3 they're allowed.
I think every player should get a challenge. Every player. It's such a quick process. Every player, pitcher, hitter, should get a challenge. You get it until you lose, until you're wrong, and then it's gone.
Exactly, because I'm guessing, but most teams will probably have like some people off limits to use the challenge. I know most pitchers won't use it, and they're going to trust their catcher to call it. The catchers will make the challenge because they have the best feel for the zone behind the dish. But like obviously, you want your best guys at the plate getting the right calls and not getting like struck out on a bad call. So they're going to be given the opportunity to call more challenges than the 8 or 9 hitter. So
yeah, nobody would have any challenges left. George used all 3 in the first at bat.
Yeah, that may be the case.
I am curious a little bit, though, just back to this weekend and Thursday. Everyone was kind of talking about the vibes around the team. What were they like going into the final weekend? Because I don't know if you could feel the energy from the fans. As much as I was saying they was excited, a lot of them were so nervous because I'm sure you've heard this a bunch. It's been a decade since the franchise clinched the division. Like, was it easy going? Was it loose? Or like, was there a little bit of pressure?
No, it was for sure loose, especially pregame. Everybody's doing like their own thing, watching football, talking trades, watching golf. But like I do think everybody was nervous because at that point of the season is like we have to win and win only to do this thing. So, but I do think everybody did a great job at keeping it loose, but like deep down knew how important like the win was.
It was. I mean, like you said, it'd been nice for you guys to get it done earlier, but it made it fun. Louie, let's take it back a little bit to July. I think it was July. I was shocked when I saw that you were being traded from the Twins. I couldn't believe that, just knowing who you are, facing you, knowing where you were at in your contract and how much team control you have left. I couldn't believe it. I mean, did you tell Rocco that you hated pasta? What did you piss somebody off? What happened with the trade?
I don't know if I pissed somebody off. I may have, but it threw me for a loop too. I was not expecting it. I don't think anybody was at all. I think everybody was surprised, but everything happens for a reason,
Yeah, I'm pumped you're on the Jays. I mean, I love playing in Minnesota, but playing for the Jays is a little different, and it's I'm glad you're
Yeah,
getting to experience what it's like to be on the Jays when they're in the playoff contention. Because that
absolutely.
Rogers Center, I know when we played y'all, we were in Minnesota, but the Rogers Center is rocking when it comes playoff
A
time.
different animal. I got a little taste of that this past weekend, but yeah, 40,000+ people, a whole country watching instead of just a state. It's going to be electric.
Are you going to vote for roof open or roof closed?
Roof closed.
Yeah.
I want the echo.
Yeah.
The ball also doesn't fly as much with the roof closed.
What a pitcher
So
answer!
I like that as a pitcher.
What a pitcher answer! Yeah,
You
it was.
talk-
We all voted roof closed, and it's just. I know the fans love the with it open and pretty.
Yeah.
You know, you get to see the CN Tower and all that cool stuff, but roof closed, man, it's rocking. It's a different.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a different decibel.
I believe it.
As a Minnesota kid, you talked about just, playing for an entire country. This is random, but have you heard of the province of Saskatchewan?
No.
Okay, the only reason I ask is I'm from out west in Canada. It's just kind of north of Minnesota, and we would invade the park anytime the Jays were playing against the Twins. What was it like even playing for the Twins when you'd see all of those Jays fans and come take it over?
Yeah, I mean, it's very cool. The Toronto Blue Jays travel well. It doesn't matter where it's at. Like we have a whole, like 2, 3, 4 sections all blue, like Chin, O Canada. Like it's really cool. Yeah, we love that.
I also love that very much, but I need to tell you about Saskatchewan next time I see you in person. That's okay. Did it help at all the fact that you went from a team that just let go of their manager and had a 92 loss season to a team that went and had 94 wins? Has this helped with the process at all of the trade?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, winning fixes everything, and not only that, but like all my teammates here are very friendly people, and welcoming from the coaching staff to the players, and then and just a really good team. We win ball games in so many different ways all the time, and it's so fun to be a part of.
Do you have a different? I know most pitchers are very routine oriented, so I don't want to say prep because I think your prep will stay the same playoff versus regular season, I would imagine. But is there a different mentality for you come playoff time? Are you gonna have to slow yourself down? Is it just kind of live in the moment? Like what's that like for you?
Yeah, I may need to slow myself down just to keep it simple. It's the same game, just like a lot more people watching this game. But yeah, just like keep it simple, one pitch at a time, and don't let the moment get too big. Basically, yeah.
When that phone rings though in the playoffs, does that heart start going a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, from pitch one, it's going,
Yeah.
but as soon as that phone rings, it gets my blood pumping. That's for sure.
For me, it's always fascinating in the Rays bullpen because I know this is at other stadiums, but it's new to Jays fans. I do not understand how you can just mentally block out everyone. I understand when you're on the mound, you have like 40,000 people, but they're so close to you. Can you hear them half the time yelling at you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're there and they're noisy, which I like it. It's fun.
Are you like a before you go in like slug a Red Bull or P4 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I like the slow drip method. So I take sips from the third inning on until I got going the game. So I definitely don't slam it, but like I have a slow intake of it throughout the game.
Will you adjust that? I used to like big games when my adrenaline was going. I used to adjust the amount of caffeine that I took.
Yeah. Well, my wife's a dentist, so she hates that I drink these energy drinks because it's bad for the teeth. But I might have to do an extra one for the.
There you go. There's a great reason for you.
Oh my gosh, does that mean you have to floss every day? I don't. I'm just saying
not
that.
every day, just once or twice a week is all you really need, But I guess more flossing the better, but you can't overdo it.
Wow,
So,
that's insider information right there. You can't overdo the flossing.
I thought for sure you would have picked up on the football and golf thing. Are you in the Jays Fantasy Football League?
originally I was,
Oh.
and then I heard how much it was going to be, so then I dropped out. That's way too much for me to gamble on fantasy football.
Oh my gosh.
Should have teamed up. You should have teamed up with somebody or been GM.
I know I should have, but I'm in 4 leagues. It would have been my 5th
Good
league,
Lord.
so that's also another reason. It just would have been too much. I probably would have spent a lot more time on this league and neglected my other ones since there's there's more money on the
You'd
line.
have been cheering for every single player.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you have like a wild team name for any of those leagues?
Um,
Oh,
it's inappropriate. I probably shouldn't say it. But
you should.
yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
You could tell
Yeah.
us.
I mean, you've got like the perfect name for like all these nicknames, like Louis V, King Louis, Louis the 13. I mean, you got a great,
I mean,
great name.
I might need to switch it to that, make it more appropriate. But
What do guys call you? What do we need to call you? Just Louis? Like,
yeah, just Lou, Varland. You can call me whatever you want.
I'm trying not to call Whit an inappropriate name right now, so I'm going to ask an appropriate question. The Toronto Raptors just had their media day, so this question always makes me laugh, but it sticks out because at the beginning of every season, they're like, what are the expectations you have for yourself? Are you someone that sets those goals early, and like how did they change did they change when you got traded?
Yeah, I mean, I guess every year a goal is just to stay healthy. I had a pretty bad year last year, so I just wanted to break camp this year, and then I started to pitch well, and then my goals kind of transferred to like certain strikeout numbers, walk rate, like ERA, that kind of good stuff. And then I was traded. And then I had like expectations for myself. I knew I was going to pitch leverage, so then want to put zeros, and so I guess for how long the season is, my goals have been switching along the way.
All right, Jays fans, batter up and the Buds are stepping up to the plate. Budweiser is inviting all of us to rally for October. October moments with your buds, they're priceless. Savoring that feeling while cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays. And let's be real, baseball stadium snacks, your closest friends, what do they all have in common? They pair perfectly with an ice-cold Budweiser. That's just what buds do. Budweiser, the official partner of your Toronto Blue Jays, because baseball is better with your buds. Rally for October. Check it out at budweiser.ca.
so when you say you struggled, when you struggle, what happens?
Like with like in my head or
No,
just
like,
in general?
so like you say, I mean, your stuff's so good. Like, I feel like, are you walking guys? Is your stuff taking a down tick? Like, what causes a struggle for you?
Well, I guess last year I was a starter, and now I'm a reliever, so it's a lot easier to get 3 6-out senators to get 15 to 21. It was always like third time through the order killed me because I threw all my pitches since the first inning,
Gotcha.
which I knew was always a problem. I've always wanted to like change that as a starter, but it just didn't happen. Whatever. So now it's just switch to the bullpen role, and just a lot easier to get 3 outs basically, and just throw your best stuff, throw your stuff as hard as you can. You don't have to coast or like pitch around guys, just go right at them. It's more like my personality, I'd say.
Yeah,
embraced
it seems like it's been a good adjustment for you. I mean, watching.
Yeah.
My best friend in the game is Brad Keller, who's just had an amazing year with the Cubs, and he was just, he had the stuff to be a starter, but it just never really like clicked where he was a guy. And then he goes to the pin, he just blow it out, and now he's
a stud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love watching him. He's good.
I take it that transition has been good for you, been easy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a bullpen guy.
It's fun.
I had to throw down here if I was, though. I got no velo coming over top.
Have you had a welcome to Toronto moment with a fan yet? There's been so many athletes throughout the years where I will meet somebody and they're like, yeah, I was in a urinal, or was there at some random spot and a fan came up to me and was like, I love you.
Yeah, well, it happens a lot around here. I have to travel a half mile to the stadium back. I'm on my bike. And at this point, I think everybody knows I ride the bike because I leave out like the side door, and all the fans are waiting there.
Oh, I'll give your secrets
So
away.
I leave, I sign all for them, then ride off. And it's been like that for these 2 months now. So I think word got around town. I was at Timmy Horton's Grandma Coffee, and the dude working the register said, "Thanks, Louie," and nodded to me and pointed at his hat. He's wearing a Blue Jays hat. So
Did he give you free coffee?
no free coffee.
Oh, come
no,
on.
maybe next time.
For everybody watching, he's not going out the side door in the playoffs. After the playoff games, he's going out the front door, and he's going to walk, and he's going to go down King Street. That's the way he's going to go to his house. You should line up there.
There we go.
How often are you texting with your brother, for those who don't know, is also a pitcher in Major League Baseball? How often are you guys talking about the game and just the sport?
A lot, actually. I play video games with him every night.
Oh.
So I and we sometimes talk about baseball. Mostly we just talk about other things in life. But we talk about baseball when we need to.
What's the video game? I got to follow up on that.
Rocket League. It's like soccer but with cars. It sounds dumb, but it's a lot cooler in person, I promise.
You should play Whit in that. He's really good at video games.
Blitz, NFL Blitz.
No,
There you
I
go.
still say baloney on that. I know we've taken you longer than we said we would. I just need to ask a couple fan questions. So are you able to stay with us a couple more minutes?
Yeah.
All right, it's time now for fans on deck. So we had a lot of questions submitted. We have to have you back on because there were so many questions that fans had for you. But the first one is from Titus, who wants to know, which of your teammates could you take on in a wrestling match? We'll already take out Varsho from that. But whether their teammate could you take on in a wrestling match?
Every single one of them.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say every single one, but all right, who would you want to wrestle outside of our show?
Give me Scherzer.
I was going to say it has to be Max.
Yeah, give me Max.
That'd be wild.
That would be fun.
I'd be scared for you.
He for sure has the attitude to be a wrestler. I'll tell you that. He's intense.
Yeah, I think those old bones, though, I think he's just the wrestling is a little past his time.
Yeah, it's probably the case.
I feel like he'd go rogue, pull a Mike Tyson, and bite part of your ear off. I'm just saying that. Lovely.
Yeah, I wouldn't even doubt that. Yeah.
Question 2. Who was your favorite reliever when you were a kid, and who's your favorite reliever now as a MLB pitcher?
Yeah. As a kid, it was Joe Nathan when he was the closer with the Twins. I used to go to Twins games to watch him. He was the man. Favorite reliever now is Gus Varland with the Diamondbacks. He's a stud.
Here's a real stud. Yeah, he's a stud. That's such a great answer. Would you ever want to be a closer?
Absolutely. I don't know a reliever that would not want to be the closer.
You get the light show, you get the walkout
Right,
song, you get the spotlight. I mean,
exactly.
You immediately won Canadians when you were with the Jays because you picked a Canadian group as your walkout song, 3 Days Grace. I spoke to the lead singer about that. He was pretty pumped about it. But have you already thought of what your closer walkout music would be, no matter where it would be? Is this something you thought about?
I haven't thought about it yet. I'd probably just keep it the same for now. It's actually a funny story. So I came over here, and originally my walkout song was Freebird. And in the hockey world, every time not every time, but okay, I guess every time when they have the chance to beat Canada and they beat Canada in hockey, they blare that over the loudspeakers. So my first couple hours here was Freebird, and I was getting some backlash, and I didn't even realize that. It didn't come to my head. So then I had to switch it to a Canadian band. So I did some research, and I've always listened to Animal I Become in my workouts in the off season. So I thought it was perfect.
That's electric. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that people, chimed in about that. I would love to be
Rightfully so, right.
Whenever you do become closer. I've always thought Lil Wayne's Fireman is like the best walkout song for someone that throws gas.
I'm aware of that song. I've always wanted to do it, especially in college, but I never threw hard enough. But I think now I do throw hard enough to have that as my walkout.
Do now.
But I do think somebody else has that song already. So
really,
I don't know if I can copy them. Yeah, I forget who, but I for sure heard it.
If you forget who it is, they're not good enough to have that song.
That's a good point, but I'm still bad with names, so it could be like an actual all-star.
Yeah, just
it's funny.
I mean, the first part of it, the fireman's coming, and then I mean, come on, the lights go down, and
right.
I could do
have
a whole
some flames on the screen. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Talk to Whit after. He'll choreograph and have a whole thing ready for you. Don't you worry. This next question, I feel like, was somebody going after my heart. Who is your Mario Kart main? Best video game ever. Please tell me.
Mario Kart is what she meant to say.
Yeah.
Mario.
Kart.
Mario.
I always picked Yoshi.
He's the best.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's the best.
Bowser would run over everyone a little slow, but could just absolutely steamroll everyone.
Bowser? He was always the worst.
Yoshi's the perfect one right in the middle. He's fast enough and he's heavy enough.
Right.
Not good.
Yoshi's as bad as Princess. I'm telling you right now, we'll kick all of your asses saying Mario Kart as Bowser.
Oh, man.
We have it on record. I'm going to paraphrase the next question, though. They asked, basically, who do you hang out with the most on the Jays? They asked who was your friend on the Jays, but who do you hang out with the most?
Fluharty, B. Lit, and Fisher. Just Penn guys. I guess Ty France, too. I was traded over with him. I got pretty close with him, too. Yeah.
Ty's the man.
Yeah.
All you Penn guys stick together.
We do. Yeah.
It's a tough gig. You guys got each other's back.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't understand it, I'll tell you when you're older.
What a line. I love that line.
And then the last one, what is your favorite thing about Toronto so far?
Let's see. The facilities are incredible. They'd have to be the best in the league. That was a big eye opener when I came over here. It's really cool. But I would say the passionate fans. I know they're all hockey fans, but there's some very passionate baseball fans too. I love that.
So not poutine.
No,
Have you had
I
it?
haven't tried it yet, but I don't know if I'd like it.
Nobody likes it.
Oh, it's my favorite meal. I was stress eating during Sunday's game. I had full confidence in you guys, but it's just, I love the Blue Jays. We're supposed to be like non-biased as a journalist. And I was eating poutine and I was like, this is my happy place. I also try not to drink pop. I had 4 glasses of Dr. Pepper. So by the time you guys had your celebration, I was wired.
It was all worth it. Yeah.
I'm going to have
That's
poutine
funny.
delivered. Oh, you know what? I don't recommend it, but Tim Hortons has poutine, I think. I just don't recommend
It's just
that.
like listening to you talk and saying poutine as often as you are. Just like in what world does that sound appetizing? I was sitting on my couch eating poutine. You want to go to Tim Hortons and get some poutine?
Yeah, I gotta say, I don't think the name does it any favors to make it sound more appealing.
No, not at all.
On that note, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you the best of luck. We're going to stay all the way till November and we'll talk to you after. But thank you for joining us today.
There we go. Thanks for having me. Go Blue Jays.
Louie the man.
King Louie. You know what's sad? I never thought of that for a nickname. That is
Louis V.
Louis V. Like,
Everybody wants some Louis V. Some King Louis. Louis the 13th.
you were the guy that gave everyone nicknames, weren't you?
I mean, I'm the nickname guy. Yeah, I'm not a handshake guy though. I got no
You have no
creativity.
swag.
Come on. I got no creativity with the handshake stuff. Wish I was better. My only flaw as a baseball player in all my years, the only flaw I had, creativity, handshake.
Only
creativity.
flaw.
The only flaw. Everything else was perfect at.
Thank you to everyone who submitted the questions. There was a lot that were submitted, and I am disappointed, although I don't really check the comments. Nobody called you Swaggy Whit, I think, in the comments, which is a reference from the last episode. So maybe you don't tell people who have swag that they're swaggy. I don't know.
Yeah, with this haircut, it just oozes swag.
I know.
Oozes swag.
That's my favorite $6 haircut I've ever seen. Speaking of low budgets, I am curious how much you would spend on a ticket or have ever spent on a ticket, because right now on Tuesday, the cheapest ticket for game 1 for the Blue Jays is $323 Canadian to sit at the top of the Rogers Center with partially obstructed views. So if your team, the Gamecocks, who, congratulations, had a great game on the weekend. No, I'm so scared.
I have a little like a smidgen of optimism has returned. And we got a bye week this week, and then we go to LSU, which I'm nervous about. Because anyway, we can talk about that next week.
Ghazi team, yeah, cheering for Ghazi's team there. But if they were in, if they had a chance to win the division, how much would you spend on a ticket if you were not the retired MLB player who rents part of his land for people to use for cows and horses? What would you spend on a ticket? Oh, also, and being a Gamecocks legend, because I know you would get in for free. Sorry.
I was about to just say, come on.
I know you're going to say, but we can't.
Buy tickets.
And then earlier you said you were a douchebag, so I covered you there. So yes, and because you're Gamecocks legend, they would let you in for free, have a float, an entire box for you. So how much would you pay?
I mean, I'm trying to think. I went to the football national championship in 23 when Georgia played TCU and just beat the brakes off them. And I paid, I don't know. We had some good seats, but I think I paid like $1,200, $1,300 for that, and they weren't even my team. So that was more of an experience. I went with Brad Keller, who's my guy, who's a huge Georgia fan, and we had a chance to go and sit in a suite and do it right. So we did. And so these sporting experiences, they're kind of once in a lifetime type thing for most fan bases anyway. So I've always been a big component of, you make money to spend it on the things that you want to do and that you enjoy doing. And I like sports. I love sports. And so when I have the opportunity to do something check off like a bucket list in a sporting event, I do it. I've been to a Super Bowl. I've been to Game 7 of the World Series like years ago. Been to a national championship. Haven't been to a Final Four yet, which I'm looking forward to going to. But try to like check certain boxes. And I think if the Blue Jays continue to do what we hope they're going to do, there's going to be a lot of boxes this year that you can pick one to check off.
$1,200 for a suite, though. I'm not going to judge you for that. That was good seats. And I also cannot wait to play this clip to my husband saying money is meant to be spent.
You meant money to spend money.
Yeah.
You want to spend it on groceries? You want to spend it on Blue Jays wild card game?
I'm going to spend it by FedExing you like every kind of poutine I can find in Toronto because you love that word so much. Also going to make you a shirt with that. It has your face on it.
I'll feed it to the cows.
With money that was maybe spent well, Chris Bassett was walking around with a mini flamethrower. As someone that's never owned a mini flamethrower, and this was during the celebration, was this to light cigars? Why?
How do you live in Canada and not have a flamethrower? I have a flamethrower.
Wait, do you really?
Yeah. What do you do if your driveway ice is over?
I put like sand or salt, and then you chop it down. That's how I used to get muscle.
It's way less fun.
Is this really why you have a flamethrower?
Kidding me? It wasn't more fun than that.
Wait. Do you have video of this?
No, I haven't got to use it. I bought it like 3 years ago when we moved into our house because the first thread of ice, I went and bought one. And I just sat there just hoping it was going to ice and all the power was going to go out and all this stuff was going to happen. So I go out and flamethrow my driveway. But we've had we get like big ice storms here. We get maybe one snow a year, but we get a lot of ice, which sucks. But haven't had a bad enough ice to where I've had to use my flamethrower yet since I've gotten it. So
my dad, may he rest in peace. I'm so pissed I didn't have a flamethrower growing up because we'd put salt and sand and then you'd have to take like the shovel or an ice pick and you'd hit it for hours and like your back and shoulders would be so sore. First thing I'm doing when I get a driveway is I'm buying a flamethrower. But I don't know how much ice was in the Rogers Center during their celebration for him to have it.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where he has it. He has it at his house, and so in case he needs it, and
awesome.
he's like, you know what? I'm bringing it. Or at Bassett, knowing Bassett, he could have just been like, let's get a flamethrower for the celebration, and he Amazoned one, and it was there.
We'll get to the bottom of this with more investigative journalism. But Whit, tell the people what they should do besides tell you you're swaggy every time they see you.
They should press the heart button, press the thumbs up button, spell my name right in the comments, and subscribe to our YouTube page. Follow us. Hit the follow thing. It's a lot of finger pointing, but you got 5 of them. Is that it? Yeah, don't say something stupid because I'm probably gonna quit responding to people because that got really annoying. So don't say anything stupid because I'm not gonna respond. So give us a lot of love, and if you want to say something about Lindsay, make sure it's halfway nice.
Yeah, no, that's the nicest thing you've said in like weeks. But wait, I know we're supposed to end the episode. That clearly is a transition to end it. But I want to hop back to your keyboard warrior ways, which it took me everything to not respond to people this week because I did see some comments. I'm like, how can you argue with an MLB player that has experience in this? And most of you have not, but you did something so many before you have tried and have failed, such as myself. When you responded to a troll, eventually you got them to actually back down, listen to the correct side of the story. And this is involving the Kansas City fan on X or Twitter, you want to call it. And they basically said, sorry, they didn't know the side of the story. It's like, so honestly, I will give you a round of applause. You're getting a golf clap.
I could be a politician. I could bring everybody together.
That's what politics do.
I work on my resume when we hang up. I'll start. Yeah, I think I'll pursue that. I'll be a politician. I'll just bring everybody together. Every side will gravitate towards what I have to say.
That would be a first in the history of mankind. Hey, Whit, maybe what will bring people together is the shirt you're wearing together right now.
Butler National, an all men's club in Chicago.
That won't bring us all together.
Incredible. Yeah. Speaking of what an all men's club. Great timing on that. What a shirt pick. It's like I foreshadowed it. And just an incredible golf course, though. It is. It is great. You can walk around in your underwear and do whatever you want because it's an all men's club. Oh man!
Thanks for listening or subscribing. We'll see you next week on 6 Inning Stretch. I've lost it. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more interviews, analysis, or Blue Jays news from the 6 Inning Stretch, make sure to hit the subscribe button below or watch more of our content over here.